I've been eyeballing that old guy in the hat for the last maybe minute or so, because for some reason I was going to start the segment standing like here, but he kept standing in front of me, and for some reason that pissed me off, because that was, I don't know, I would say he was obnoxious, but I keep saying that word too much, so he was just ignorant, geriatric prick, and I want to punch him in the mouth. Not really. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way, and we'll proceed onward with another new haul. I finally got around to catching a bunch of the nighttime exclusive stuff, but here's the funny part. These are the only two nighttime things that I hadn't actually got my hands on yet. I was actually quite surprised at how little the difference was between the day, like the day table and the night table. So I only ended up getting Meowth and Noctowl, and so most of this other stuff was just stuff encountered in Union Cave for the most. Well, this first section's in Union Cave. I'll just go ahead and go into the summaries here, and you can just look up to the top screen and see where I actually got them from. I'll mention which ones were encountered through surfing. The Quagsire and Gastrodon were both encountered through surfing. Obviously, the Machoke doesn't want to have a swim. I think Sableye's encountered somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure. Either that or it's my memory playing tricks on me. So, Golduck, as you can imagine, is in the Ilex Forest, in the water. I'm kind of surprised that it's level 35, though, because it just kind of shits all over all of my Pokemon. Same thing with Poliwhirl. Marill can also be found in Cherry Grove City, and yeah, this thing took a bit of a while to show up. I think I tried to use a Repel, but I think everything else in the Route 31 was up to level 30, and this could be above level 30. I didn't want to get anything above level 30. As a matter of fact, the only team member I've got above 30 at the moment is Floof, and everybody else is at 28. So yeah, Azumarill and Cherry Grove City, along with all the Marills and stuff. So, Wobbuffets, you can actually get access to another section of Dark Cave now that you have Surf. So I went and caught pretty much everything in there. Ursaring was a thing to just sort of pick up in using Repel Trick again. Apologies for my failure to talk. I have a Tentacruel now, but it's not the one I'm using on the team, so that's slightly depressing. It evolves at 30 though, so it's not too far away. Smeargle, I think I gave this thing Thunder Wave, and then just sort of stuck with that. I didn't really mind being paralyzed because I was just focusing on catching it. Girafarig was slightly obnoxious. Kricketune, I actually forgot to pick this up. It's in National Park, it's one of the 5% encounters, and I just sort of forgot that this was a thing, and so I never actually picked it up until Friday after I was completed with the segment. And then there's the Meowth, and then there's the Noctowl, and then there's the Rotom Reject. RIP. So now we get to have a look. Let me first get rid of that stupid glitchiness. Everybody's at 28, except for Floofin. If I get in enough training on Kaiser and Jellycup, I might be seeing an evolution or two in this playthrough. I mean, in this segment. Well, what we're going to do first is we're going to go and do some exploration of the surfing areas. If you remember, the fellow over there on that separate piece of land gives you a Mystic Water normally. I thought it was going to be something different, just because the Mystic Water came with the cast form. It wasn't. It was still a Mystic Water. It was very boring, so I decided not to show that off. I already picked it up anyway. And so that's going to probably serve next to no use along with the other Mystic Water that I have, because I would rather have Acid powered up, because Surf's already powerful as it is. So really just exploring areas that I can now access with Surf that I couldn't get normally, like this little area here. Doesn't look like there's anything here, but I have checked beforehand, and there is in fact... No, we don't want to do that. Yeah, there's a hidden item here, and it is a nugget. That is a very good acquisition. That means... how much cash have I got on me at the moment? Yeah, that pretty much doubles my cash stack. I'm not saving any more money with my mother now. So, all the money that I get just goes straight to me. Mum's not holding on to any of it, so I can't sort of fall back on that option if I run short on cash. The idea is that I shouldn't necessarily run short on cash anymore, because it's all coming to me. That being said, I can still sort of get myself into a bit of a pickle. Thankfully, that nugget sort of saves me having to waste time gathering coins and shit like that. I believe that there's... I don't think there's anything here. It was there. No. The next port of call is in Violet City. I'm not entirely sure if I've explored this area over here with the Rock Smash Rock. I should probably go and teach something that. I might as well go and grab the... I actually don't know what can learn Rock Smash. I'm hoping Gligar can. Might not be a terrible idea. What is... Has it been buffed? It has been buffed. It's not a bad move then. Razor can get it. Taylor can get it, but it's... Yeah, give that to something that's not at all physical. Give it a quick attack, like I care. Razor's not going to be a... HM slave for... particularly much longer. I'm not too sure how I phrased that, but whatever. Hidden Hyper Potion. Kinda could get some good use out of that, but I took the opportunity to go to the vending machines in the Goldenrod department store and bought a bunch of lemonades, since I figured I was around about that level where lemonades would just do the trick for me. I believe the only Pokemon that's... Yeah, the only Pokemon... Yeah, there's... Floofin's far above everyone else in regards to HP, so if I use Hyper Potions, it'll probably be on him. Now, I'm not too sure if there's another direction I can go, if there's another little area I can go over here. Ah, there is. So I might as well have a little look there. And what is this? Rare candy. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I'm pretty sure I knew about the rare candy somewhere in this. I think the only reason I remembered it was because back when I played Silver, I was trying to look for anything that could get my Feraligatr leveled up to 100, and I think I remember finding a rare candy up in that little just random area there. PP up. PP up is pretty much the same thing as all the other like vitamins. They sell for a lot of money, but the difference is the PP ups. I always feel the need to hold on to the PP ups because unlike all of the other vitamins that you can pick up, the PP ups are finite. You can't actually get them in shops. That may have been modified for this hack, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not gonna bother to check. So, quickly heal, and then next port of call will be on Route 35, because there's actually a massive area of Route 35 that I haven't actually explored yet. We want to first go down south of here, just to sort of get it out of the way and try to get all these wild encounters out of the way. This is a Moonstone, not that we ever actually need it. And if we keep going further south, dodging enemies, potentially running into shinies, or some shit like that. I don't know, I, for some reason, have just this perpetual thought process that everything I encounter is just going to be a shiny. I don't know why, but it's very, very dumb. And this is full odds, because it's obviously back in Gen 4 before the odds were cut clean in half, so... Yeah, that was a bit of a thing. Now, I believe that is a Dawnstone up there that we haven't collected yet. Now, if we go over here, ignore the stupid side arc, grab the little freaking apple thingy, but Bob, is this a Dawnstone? Yes, it is. I don't know what it is originally, but whatever. There you go. There is your Gallade or Frostlass if you ever decide to use one of those, because you can get routes in Thingo. I would just call it Thingo now, but Snorunt, you can get that. You can get those two reasonably early on in the game. And then next we have Route 34, which, as I imagine some of you may already know, Ovalstone. And another nugget. Okay, so there's a free 10k cash stack right there. And then whatever this is. A rare candy. That's nice. Should probably have checked all the other areas to see if there are any hidden items. I might stick with that and have a look around in Alex Forest a little bit. So, Tentacruels. You apparently can find Tentacruels in here, but I don't think I've actually found one yet. But yeah, as you are probably aware, if you have Surf, you can get down into this little area where you can fight these 3 trainers. Now, I'm not too sure who I want to lead with here, because I've got no idea what they're leading with, so... Safest option is to go with the safe state. This is a bit endurance round, though, so once you've knocked one of them over, you have to knock all 3 of them over, so you can't take a break at all. Although I was not aware that these 2 were double battleable. I think that's the only way it works anyway, since I think you're just sort of railroaded into it. Okay, I'm not that fussed about this matchup here. It's actually occurred to me that I could give Rotom Shock Thunderbolt because I've got enough coins to get the TM. I guess it just didn't really occur to me. I'm gonna go with Jellycup here. Jellycup should be able to tank some hits. I'm going to try to set up Toxic Spikes to just hurt any bulk here. Like Starmie. We're going to focus Shockwave on Starmie though, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Even before it has, like, Psychic. No, it's got Swift. That works on both enemies, so that's not a terrible idea. Aside from the fact that it's not a very good move. I mean, it doesn't ever miss, so it's fine, but... it sucks. I suppose I should also point out about Swift. If you're playing in Generation 1, Swift quite literally can't miss anything. And I literally mean anything. Even if you're flying up in the air, or if you're underground, Swift can still hit you. So that's what kind of made me think that Swift was a really, really good move, except it wasn't very powerful at all. So that just sort of kills off the interest there. Lay down another set of Toxic Spikes, I guess. Ugh. Oh, well, I got through the confusion anyway. So I imagine if she's got a Staryu and Starmie, her partner's probably got a Seeking waiting in the wings. Water Pulse? Nope. Surf is far better at doing that sort of job. Okay. Jellycup has served his purpose. And at this point, I suppose I might as well just switch out. Send in Kaiser to get a bit of experience. Nah. Kaiser will get a bit of screen time in this segment. Maybe later on when I go exploring Route 38 and 39. For now, though, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, are you dead now? Yes, you are, which means Bullet Seed has no target. Ominous Wind. Ominous Wind is an interesting move. It's basically like Silver Wind and Ancient Power, but for Ghost types. I'm not too sure what I want to cut for it, though, because Parafusion is really nice to have. I'm obviously not getting rid of Thunder Wave, because that's just better in general. I'm not too sure if I want to get rid of Confuse Ray or not. I'm also debating whether or not I want to give this thing Shadow Ball, because I found out that this thing doesn't actually get Shadow Ball through its level up move pool at all, not even in its base form. You can get multiples of them though. You can get them from Celadon City, as far as I'm aware. I think that's according to the important item location document in that came with the hack. So I could just easily give this thing Shadow Ball. I'm not too sure. Well, I'm probably going to get rid of Confuse Ray for Shadow Ball anyway, and if I don't really want to give it Shadow Ball, I at least want to give it some kind of type coverage, so I'm going to get rid of Confuse Ray. It's probably going to be a stupid idea, but Rotom's got a bit of power on it. Rotom's got a bit of power in it normally, so I don't think it really needs to rely too much on disrupting the opponent. So the Seeking is badly poisoned. It should then quite easily get dropped by my double team of Shockwave and Bullet Seed. That is once it finishes off my Rotom with Aqua Tail. That's very, very rude. I now have only 5 Pokemon to beat this last trainer with. Okay, apparently I could take a break. I stand corrected. Alright, what do you have? You have Horsey. If you were part Dragon, then Talia would be a good shout. Unfortunately, that is not the case. See what an Ice Beam does. That has got to be... Wow, that wasn't even a crit. That was a powerful as fuck. Ice Beam. Well, that puts me in a decent level of advantage. Brian probably isn't going to do much. Ice Beam probably won't do much either. A bit more than I was expecting. I will throw an Icy Wind or two at it, just to drop its speed. It's going to brine, so... I'll throw one more Icy Wind. That works, I guess. Plus I get a free switch in. Okay. In that case, Kaiser can come in and rinse this thing with a Thunderbolt. Nice juicy chunk of experience there. And he gets ever closer to becoming a Dragonair. And what do you give me? The Power Herb. Yay. Thank you for giving me an incredibly useless item. Any hidden items here? Nope. Alright. I guess we are moving on then. There's only one place left to explore with surf access now, and that is in Ilex Forest. And so from there I'll be able to start looking towards the west of Ecruteak City. And then I can start sort of making more progress in the plot, I guess. I don't know. So this random guy. He will give you the X-Scissor TM. X-Scissor is a very good move. I would like to be able to teach it to something. Unfortunately, nothing on my team can learn it, so we will not be using X-Scissor in this playthrough. Unless I come across like a shiny bug type that can learn it. That forces me to change the team up around and shit like that. I can't say I'm necessarily opposed to switching up my team now, but I would really like to stick with this setup that I've got, because I think I'm about 110% done with chopping and changing shit because I don't like it. Like, I'm still a bit weird about having ditched Sione, because at this point with all the grinding, it would be a done fan by now. So it might not have actually been terrible to use, but I've committed to it. I'm not going to go back on it. This Rotom is more than proven its worth, so we're just going to roll with it. Uh-huh. You can get out of the way as well. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Actual progress time now. There is actually a little bit of water here, but it doesn't go anywhere. It's got that nice little decoration thing in there, which is quite nice. Is there anything hidden around this area? No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, is this area still blocked off? Yeah, it is. Okay. So those idiots are still gas bagging like ignorant fucks. They just are ignorant fucks. I don't care what anybody says. You gave me Trick Room, didn't you? Yeah. Okay. I might leave with Jellycup, see how quickly I can get it to level 30 and evolve it. Oh, hello. I was not expecting you. Okay. To an extent. I'm pretty sure I explained it. Ended up in the bin of a research lab. Really? Okay. So there we go. In order to fight Arceus at the end of this game, we will actually need all 16 of the plates. So there's the first one. Well, that's kind of convenient, I guess. I actually don't know where all of the plates are in this game. None of the documents ever actually state where all the plates are. The only plates that I know of offhand are, I guess, that one in Elm's lab. Either that or it's in Oak's lab, so maybe there's one in each. But there are also a couple of handout Pokemon that are... I mean, you normally encounter them in this... You encounter them in this game normally, but they've obviously been changed so that they're now holding a certain plate, so we'll be coming across those eventually. I kind of need to go a little bit further into the game in order to get access to those, but anyways, for the time being, we have some trainers to knock over, and while I do this, I will bring up my Pokemon Team Collection display so that I can talk about my next Pokemon playthrough of the day. So, last time I was talking about Pokemon White, this time around we'll be talking about Black, because I started White first, and then I started Black after that. This playthrough is actually still not complete, because I've been rather lazy. Also, if this Kingler has a ground move like Mud Shot, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. I outspeed it though, which is nice. It has Metal Claw though, which is... well, it's not very effective, so I could maybe set up a barrier. I think I'm free to set up another layer of Toxic Spikes though. There's the goddamn Mud Shot. It's a special move though, so I didn't think there was any real risk of me dying to that. Kingler's not very well known for its special attack, and Tentacool is quite well known for its special defense, so I was not expecting that to do much. Shockwave! You will die now. Rippin' pepperoni. Anyways, as I was saying about my Black playthrough, it is not actually complete yet. I'm around about the 7th gym leader. I'm not too sure if I've actually beaten him or not, but I'm in that general area, and I've not played it for quite a while. I've actually had the file for about 5 years now, and I still haven't beaten it. I should probably get around to doing that at some point, but I'll go through this one because it's actually kind of interesting. I decided that since I had access to the Dream World, I decided I would throw together a team made of Pokemon that came exclusively from the Dream World. So these are all Pokemon that are not usually native to the Unova region. So for the team, I have a Slugma, which I named Speedy. I named it after the snail that appears in that one random episode of Timon and Pumbaa. The snail in question just sort of gets shoved into a box far bigger than it really should be, and is shipped off to France just because some culinary quint, I think his name is, just sort of wants to use it because, according to Timon, and I'm pretty sure I said this in the Duke 3D playthrough, in France, snails are considered a delicacy. And that's basically the whole gimmick of it. They're trying to save Speedy from being cooked into someone's meal. I don't understand why you want to cook or eat snail, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to judge. All right, so Jellycup's going to throw up some Toxic Spikes here because I can't hit this thing with Acid. Thank you, Disable. I actually kind of wonder what Disable's accuracy is. If it's 100, then that would be very obnoxious. And I need to get the fuck out of there because confusion can be obnoxious. Kaiser should be able to take this. You should be able to take this, right? Yeah, you'll be fine. Just smash it with a Thunderbolt. You'll be gold. So, they eventually do save him. They release him back into the wild. It was like near a beach. And then within maybe like 30 seconds of him being released, he gets snatched up by a freaking seagull. They tell him that if he doesn't want to be eaten, to sing. Because he can sing, apparently. I don't know. It's weird. So, that's how that name sort of came about. Next I have a Ludicolo. I'm saying these as they are, like, in regards to the forms that they're actually in. Okay, Twitter shit. Just gonna ignore that. I named this thing Machete because it had the Mexican sort of vibe around it, and I was just like, fuck it, we'll just call it Machete. It's not the most relevant thing to it, but I couldn't think of anything better. The problem with raising a Lotad is that it has decent access to water moves just by the simple fact that it can use Surf. The problem, however, is that its grass type moves are very poorly lacking as a result. Unless you get the Lotad up to a stupidly high level before evolving it. I think you can get Giga Drain at like 30-something. But, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to be switching out here because this is a lass. She just used a Moo Moo Milk, and she has absolutely no right to be doing that. I expect that from a gym leader or an ace trainer or anything like that, but no. You are nothing more than a simple lass. You do not have the right to use healing items, especially on a Pokemon that's as pants-shittingly tanky as this shit. I can't even fuck a special sweep because it's getting up the special defenses with charge. Thankfully, punch doesn't run off the special attack stat. I don't know why I said that, because that Thunder Punch was more powerful because of charge itself. Now, Floofin, you need, really need, to stop being fully paralyzed. People really need, and I mean really fucking need, to stop knocking on the damn door. Because I'm recording. I'm going to assume that the person heard that. I'm not going to go and cut the segment and check or anything like that. It occurred to me that I had to record this playthrough, and so I was invited to go, like, shopping with a friend or something like that, but I apparently am just too antisocial to do that. Yeah, whatever you reckon. Well, not really. I mean, she says boys want to share items with her and shit and like that, and she's like, I'll share them with you. Does that make me seem ungrateful? Not really. I mean, if you don't have any use for it, then just give it to someone else. I mean, if they expect you to hold on to it as like a keepsake or something like that, then maybe it might not be the best idea to offload it, but whatever. It's not like these trainers have any sort of significance in Pokemon games. The only person that actually... That's the thing with Pokemon games, the whole world revolves around you. So that's just kind of how it works, really. Because you are, like, the greatest thing in all of existence, and you are going on a soul-searching journey, or whatever, and to just sort of be the best. I'm not going to make any stupid Pokemon song references. Okay, moving on. Like I was talking about with the Ludicolo, I think I eventually did get a decent grass move on it. But yeah, I probably would never ever use a Lotad ever again because of those unfortunate level up move problems. Couldn't really be arsed dealing with that sort of stuff. That was pretty damn powerful for a Surf. Upper Roll though is questionable. Yeah, because that was a crit. I was wondering why that did more damage than it should have. But the fact that it's a crit sort of reassures me that it really didn't do any real decent damage, so... I think that's about all I had to say about my Ludicolo. My next team member is a Luxray. I actually can't even remember what I named this thing, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, there's not much I can remember about my Luxray here. I've used Luxray a fair few times in previous playthroughs, so it's not overly remarkable. It exists there because I needed an electric type on the team. I think that's about it. Can't say much more. We'll just move on. You know that I used a Luxray. It's a thing. I used a Togekiss. I did not obtain this as a Togepi or a Togetic for that matter, because around about the time that I got these games, there was an event that was going on where you would be able to obtain a level 10 Togekiss from the Dream World on the month of your birthday. I got it on August, which was the last month that it was taking place on, so I had to wait right till the end in order to get my Togekiss. I did get it. I named it Leo, because I figured I might as well name it after my star sign. Could have easily named it after me or something like that, but nope. Just gonna name it after my star sign since it is relevant to the fact that it is handed out as a result of a birthday thing. And so I was quite happy with that. It's a Togekiss. I've used the Togekiss before. I think I used it in like Soul Silver or something like that. So I knew what to expect. It does what Togekiss does, really. Serene Grace, cause shenanigans. That's about it. Now, Talia, you will be waking up immediately. No, you'll be waking up immediately. No, you'll be waking up immediately. Murder it! Stupid Chatot. How the fuck is Chatot so stupidly fast? Okay. Anyways, that tree had a white cricket ball. I refuse to acknowledge any argument saying otherwise. It was just a white cricket ball. God. I like just going from one train of thought to the other. It's like that mission in GTA 5 where you have to jump off the bike onto the train or something like that. and then just like move all the way to the front of the train and then just ditch the bike or some stupid shit like that. It was very... It's an awesome sounding mission. I don't have any sort of hatred towards it, but nah, whatever. Okay, let's get the hell out of this and talk about my 5th team member here. This is a Nidoran. I think it actually... I can't even remember if it came as a Nidoran female or as a Nidorina. It is a Nidoqueen now, as far as I'm aware. I named it Katana because the Nidoran line is based off of the rabbit, and since the female Nidoran is blue, I decided to name it after Katana because her animality in Mortal Kombat Trilogy is she turns into a rabbit and murders the fuck out of the opponent, much like the rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. What is with all of this disruption tactic? My god. Okay, staying in here and then switching to Floofin. Reason I'm doing this is because Jellycup will get a little bit of experience from the death of this Roselia, which should get it up to level 30. Great success. So going on about Katana, yeah, Katana wears blue. She's like the she's like one of the very palette swappable ninja type characters, and literally the only real difference is the attack pattern is like the special attacks and just what color they wear. Katana was the blue one, and I believe I just said that she turns into a rabbit, and so this is actually quite... I don't know. I'm not too sure what I really have to say about this Nidoqueen. It's a Nidoqueen. It does its job reasonably well, and its job is to just sort of have its own sort of type coverage and do shit. I had the freedom to add extra team members because my water and my grass type were both the same Pokemon. So that was quite nice to have. Let me quickly go ahead and do that. So now that we have our actual Tentacruel, which we're using for the playthrough, and it is reflected as such in the team display. There we go. Now you are going to kick some ass. You're paralyzed, yes, but you're going to kick some ass, aren't you? I quite like that special defense. Is it actually the fastest Pokemon on the team now? No, it is actually still 3rd place. It's Floofin and Rotom's just sort of wrecking house with its speed. Speaking of Luxray, there is Luxio. I'll be picking up some of this stuff off screen. How many Pokeballs do I have? Probably got like fuck all. I got 27, it's not too bad. Anyways, back to heal as I just sort of ditch Katana because I can't really say much more about it. And proceed on to my last team member, which at the moment is a Pupitar, and I strongly doubt that it will be a Tyranitar until the post-game, which is... it kind of makes me regret using it, in all honesty. I probably should have saved it for like a playthrough like this, where it would have actually been pretty damn decent. But instead, I committed to it for this playthrough, for Black. God damn it, I'm starting to lose my ability to talk, and I am 33 minutes into this recording. If I lose my shit and have to redo this entire segment, I'm not going to be very happy. So, brain, fucking work. Anyways, I named it Titan. It was a bit weird to name it Titan because it was a female. I don't know why, but I don't know. It doesn't really feel like the most correct thing. But I went with it. It is a Pupitar. It's doing what it can do as a Pupitar. I mean, it's still a fair way away from becoming a Tyranitar. Like I said, it's probably not going to become one until the post-game. But it does what it does. There was no real inspiration behind the nickname for this one, other than the fact that it just evolves into something incredibly super powerful and shit, because, I mean, Tyranitar and pseudo-legendary and shit. But, yeah, I figured it would be a fitting name for it. It's not too bad. Like I said, I have not actually completed the playthrough. I still have, like, at least a couple badges left to pick up and post-game stuff to do and all that sort of stuff. I'm not entirely sure. I think the only reason I started the playthrough initially was just because I wanted to use Univalink. Also, this hidden item is unobtainable until I get all 16 badges. Reason for that is because you can only reach it by using Rock Climb, and you only get that by getting the Earth badge. Okay, onward to Route 39. This is Billy. Picked up on a bus calls this guy Billy. I don't know why, but this guy runs the Safari Zone. And, okay. I believe that is set to be available once you've beaten the Olivine gym. And I'm not entirely sure if this game sort of shoehorns you into doing Cianwood and Olivine in order. You might... Actually, no, I think you do. No, I can't remember for the life of me if you do or not. Whatever, I don't really care that much. I think there might be a nugget hidden within this field somewhere. That was a PP up, which I would like to sell, but again, PP ups and stuff. X attack, not quite as much cash stack, but still decent cash stack. Is this the nugget? Yeah, there it is. 3 nuggets found in this segment, so I'm going to have a fuckload of money. What are you doing? Let me go ahead and throw a save state. What are you doing? Okay, I'll have to look that up off screen and see... Oh, hello, Drain Punch. That might not be a bad move to have. Nothing on there has arms. It ain't Learn Drain. Nothing's Learn Drain Punch. So I'll have to look up off screen to see if Bellossom is encounterable in the wild. I think it might be, maybe in like Viridian Forest or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. There is one thing I would like to do though. Let me go into my berry pots here. Oh. Well, that was uninteresting. Why have these orange berries not sprouted? Damn it. I was hoping to get some... Yeah, I was hoping to get some orange berries out of it because in here there's just a mill tank that's... Yeah, can't do... It's very, very, very sick and you need to feed it 7 orange berries. I was growing those berries... I was growing these oranges in order to get up the necessary amount of berries in order to actually do that, because once you do that, this fellow here can give you tons of moo milk, which is probably going to be the next sort of healing item that I use, but apparently that's just not going to be the case here. That's rather unfortunate. Oh well. I would go through Route 39, but I think the segment is a bit lengthy anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull the segment up here, and I will save Route 39 for next time. I'm not going to be doing much in the way of catching stuff. I'll just wait till I get to Olivine City and then probably just... I'll probably decide on my options from there, because I don't want to go through routes 40 and 41 and fight all the water trainers, because it's going to be too boring, so that's probably going to be a post-commentary section thing. If it gets fitted into the next segment, then you'll probably already know. Yeah, it's almost certainly going to be, so I don't know. We'll just see what happens next time. Until then, I will eat a rainbow bagel. Like, I will fly over to New York and get a rainbow bagel from that place and eat it on screen, or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. Too much rambling. Ending the segment now. I will see you tomorrow.